Hello, good evening and welcome. My name is Drew, and I am streaming for Damage Control Blog. Now, way back when I was streaming Oregon Trail, I mentioned that I had backed the Kickstarter for Orion Trail, and that perhaps we should do this sometime. And because right now my setup is not taking stuff from my capture cards, we're just going to be going PC only until everything is up and running properly. So, while I did want to finish off Newtopia for the next stream just kept getting put off and put off and put off because of it, so we're gonna fill that time with some PC stuff, maybe do some more Link to the Past randomizer. It's been a while since I've done that, and I don't want to get too rusty. But today's game du jour is going to be the Orion Trail. And I'm about to screw up the screen. Watch. But I really wanted to get rid of those black bars. So yeah, this is just what we're gonna do for today. Alright, now, I also want to let you know that I did finally add this. But, you know, which Silver had forever and a day, but I just, you know, wasn't doing anything with. We also have a couple of new options.
Choose your destiny. Murder.
And there might be another surprise waiting for you, but I'll leave it to you guys to find it. Oh yes, those sounds are already in the usual location, Silver. But I do not have an updated chatbot thing. Because I suspect that except for these things that I added today, you actually have a newer and superior version of the settings. So I don't want to mess around too much with that. And I also noticed that I had on mine one of the NBA Jam sounds didn't actually have a command. So yeah, all of those are working correctly on my side of the stream now. But yeah, enough housekeeping. You know, we're here to play a game, right? So welcome to the Orion Trail. So my actual save file on this is, well, it's on my Mac. So this doesn't have an awful lot unlocked, but we will get there. we will take the most difficult trail available to us, being the second one. As the home sector of the Urzins, it remains mostly uncharted by Galaxy Force. It'll be a tough task to bear. Bear? No, it's bear. Okay. So we do have some personnel choices to make, which, you know, think of it as, you know, choosing your vocation in Oregon Trail. That being said, we don't really have, like, people with, like, strong, like, ridiculously strong advantages. There's no banker here. So we do, though, have these 5 attributes, which are going to be different on different crew members. And we're going to be tested. We're going to be tested a lot. And different tests based on these attributes are going to be available every time we have a random encounter. And, you know, you're going to be more likely to fail than win, because, you know, that's how an Oregon Trail rolls, am I right? So that being said, what I like to do is to, instead of picking well-rounded crew, to pick ones that have as high in a single stat as possible, and just try, you know, and have like 2 or 3 dump strats and try to avoid those challenges with only those options, if possible, which it's not always. So that being said, that being said, we've got 2 people with freeze here. And yes, so I want you to choose my destiny from the top 2 crew. Who is going to be our captain? And, gotta say, Viley Stardust, sorry. You're too well-rounded. You are disqualified. Okay, bravado it is. You know, we got that whole Captain Kirk swagger thing going. Beautiful. So let's see, she was a crew member aboard one of the Galaxy Force's most beloved missions. Sadly, the mission was famously cut short before it was completed. Though hundreds of subsequent fan petitions, Shawasha was promoted to captain. Okay, and now we need a first officer. And oh, we don't have any 3s, so again we're going to... Sorry, Wolfgang Wesker, besides it's Catter Day. So you can just go away. So we're going to be picking from people with 2s. So, who looks better to you, Emily or Gardenia?
Choose your destiny.
Alright, we're gonna have some nice garden diplomacy here. Garden variety diplomacy. So Dr. Verdhart was ranked below the was raised below the 17 moons of Massa Nova. Yeah. That's a Roman numeral. Come on, Drew. Oh, whatever. We're accepting her. Let's keep things moving. And now we need a chief engineer. And ooh, Colonel Bananas and the Fixer are both very strong options here. Yeah, I'm kind of squinting because I don't want to resize the window again. Alright, Fixer. Galaxy Force's foremost technology officer is a simple country engineer. If it's broke, he'll fix it. If it's working, he'll make it better. If it's perfect, he might break it just to be sure. Oh, hi, everything is good. Whoop. Well, that didn't work out. Hang on. We're going crazy here. Whatever. All right. Making it in windowed mode a little more legible for me. We'll be good. Okay, so now we need a communications officer. Let's see, we got no 3s here, but all of them have a 2. If we really want to crank the science, we can go with Loretta. If we want to actually add some attack, we can go to Dana Log. And finally, we can boost the diplomacy a little more with Shay Wee. Oh, Dana Log. Okay. A defective defector from the notorious Analog Collective. Dana Log has provided key intelligence in the war against his backwards kin. As an officer, his methods are as primitive as his hardware. Wow, this description is full of terms of service violations. Welcome aboard. And that's our goal, and here's where we're starting. So, it's a little like FTL, and it's a little like Oregon Trail, and it's a little like itself. Alright, so now we go for the starting resources, you know, our wagon axles and what have you. So we need fuel, food, crew, and hull. Now, we don't have, I think maybe we'll get a little hull to make up for our kind of lackluster combat capability. I mean, we've got 3 attack, but no tactics. And let's see here. Little extra fuel would help, and a crew moves on their stomach. No question about that. I think 20 will be enough to get through this one. In the later missions, you'll definitely want more than 20 crew, but I think we can pull this one off. Okay, it's time to set a course. Let's see, we've got a Class K star. Low threat. Ah, we're likely to pick up more crew if we go to the Class B star. Maybe we do that for a little safety strat. And then finally we can get food at the Red Nebula. Alrighty. Well, yeah, let's go for the crew. I'll make an executive decision here. So as you see, we're losing, for each of these dots, we lose a set amount of food and fuel. So we'll have to keep that in mind. Alright, Operation Innovation. Your manufacturing robot, MK421, has constructed an exact copy of herself. She informs you that she has lots of ideas and wants to make more friends. This makes you a little uneasy. Her green eyes blink at you, awaiting your orders. Okay, science is our highest one, so let's go for that science here. We'll offer her full use of the lab. What could possibly go wrong? And now we see the RNG spinner. And for every science, we get a bonus. Grateful. I shall relocate to the laboratory. Your chief scientist isn't too sure about this, but you don't care. You want to see what this robot can do. So, that extra bonus creates more successes. Of course, we have a critical success, a critical failure, and some regular failures. Alright, we succeeded. MK421 is ready to present the fruits of her labor. Optimistic, I present to you a squad of non-violent holographic crew members. They are projected by small mobile rovers that scuttle across the floor. I call them Humbas. Yep, and that's why you want to really crank up a stat. I mean, having 5 science really gave us an advantage there. Okay, Class B star. Unknown what we can pick up there. Another Class B star. We can get some food, though. Alright. I leave this to you, Silver, and everybody who is not answering. We got, going for something, going for the unknown or going for the food? Just in case. Ooh, it's Baxar, the instructor. Hungry and desperate, you hail a passing alien ship. The holocom flickers on. Grahaha! Food? Only prime pupils get a tasty treat in my class. If you wish to survive, listen to my lecture carefully, Captain, for it will all be on the test. Okay, science again. We'll take notes and we will ace that class. So I assemble my science team on the bridge and charge up the datapad. No test has ever bested me, and this will be no different. I follow along, taking copious double annotated notes, and finally, Backstar faxes us the test. Oh. You weren't expecting essay questions. They always give you the most trouble. You spend the entire time on the first question and don't even like what you wrote. Your stunned science team quits to become teaching aides for Backstar. Alright. So, all that crew we just got, we lost. And 2 in addition. Oh yeah, we blew that one. Okay, so we got a Class X Dwarf Star with Unknown. And oh, we have a chance to get some of that crew back, so let's try our luck. Ooh, random encounter. Sensors indicate that there is some sort of floating memorial nearby. Your navigator asks if you want to make a short detour to check it out. Here lies Standing Ted, ironically. Here lies Standing Ted, forever standing because there's no down in space. An officer makes a snide comment about mortality and the futility of life. Everyone cracks up. Oh, you. Hey! Got some bravado. Alright, we got 2 really good stats now. Hey, we got that bonus bravado just in time. Okay, Synapsian Brained Beast. You come across the space colony that the Titanic Sapracian Brain Beast has made into its nest. The colonists within are mind slaves under the beast's complete control. Besides that, the colony appears bustling and bountiful. Alright, so our best option is to board the colony alone. You smile warmly at the tearful faces of your officers as your personal shuttle leaves the ship. Hey, Magnus. Ah, man. It's 2 failures. You wander the colony, tinfoil on your head. Jackpot. You carry your survivor back to your ship. You return to the airlock to find out it wasn't a person, but instead just a large trash bag full of trash. Alright, and there goes that bravado I just earned. Thank you, DL. Okay, we can go to a Class B star for random stuff, Class X star for gas. So I can get some darkness or I can get some money. Well, I mean, Class B star could be anything. It could be money. We've always wanted a money. Oh, what's this? While finishing a meal in the cafeteria, Captain's Log 2273.4. While finishing a meal in the cafeteria, I spied a book underneath one of the tables. Upon closer inspection, it appears to be Tad's private journal. I should probably return it, but Tad is infamous for being kind of a jerk. Alright, so I can gain diplomacy, or I can read it and get back that bravado I just lost. Yeah, we're doing that. Captain's Log Supplemental. I can't believe the stuff Tad writes in here. He acts all tough, but a lot of the stuff he's written reveals a different story. If Tad acts up in the future, I'll be able to knock him down a few pegs. Captain's Log 2273.4. After making first contact with the Terragants, I returned to my personal shuttle and realized that I lost my keys. My whole life is on that keychain, my comm tag, the keys to the shuttle, and my Omega Mart Save-A-Lot Club key tag. This is bad. I have no tactics. Alright, this is gonna be a crapshoot. Do I pound on the hull of the shuttle? Or do I ask the Terragants for help? Pounding away. Commence pounding procedure. I have no keys and can't call anyone. Someone's got to be inside that shuttle. I start pounding on the outside of the small ship, hoping someone will hear me and investigate. Yeah, get used to failure, guys. This will be Dio's favorite stream. I pound and pound and pound. The good news is that my ship appears to be very well insulated. The bad news is that I now have a fish-shaped dents in it. And I just got the thing waxed, too. And there goes the bravado again. I guess I shouldn't have panicked. Alright, we've got an asteroid belt with who knows what. And the Class O star, where we have an opportunity to harvest some food. What do you guys think? Of course, bearing in mind, there are some places, like if we go to the O-Star, we can also go to the Oculoid Hive Station, or the Industrial Station. But if we go to the Asteroid Belt, we can only go to the Industrial Station. Okay, mystery area it is. What's this? Grizzled veteran. You meet a veteran Galaxy Force soldier in a shuttle. Apparently, she's on her way to teach some new cadets about offensive and defensive strategies. After some friendly chatting, she's curious about how you approach combat situations. Alright, so we can goose our attack power, or we can get our... And as you can see from how likely failure is, cranking up an existing score is important. Or we can get our tactics above 0 for all the good it does us. So, do you say the best defense is a good offense, or the best defense is a good defense? Up attack. Okay. The veteran grins. A tried and true method. Let me show you how some attack patterns that'll make your enemy's head spin, and then blow up. The stuff she shows you is elegantly brutal. Okay, arbitrary arbitration. We are hailed by a nearby planet, Perculium, which customarily flags down travelers to have them weigh in on legal matters. I agree, and find out my task is to settle a dispute over a property line between two of the planet's inhabitants. Okay, so science is still our best bet. We can determine the validity of their dispute, blast their silly proceedings, or study up and do it right. We'll determine the validity of the dispute because science is our highest score. You're flying the flagship of the Galaxy Force, equipped with some of the most advanced technological wonders this side of the quadrant. You offer to use your ship's sensors to conduct a neutral third-party investigation. Oh no, you don't get a choice when we have a clear winner on the stats. I mean, we've got too many chances to fail otherwise. After a few censored sweeps, we are able to determine that the plaintiff is in the right here. Citing the evidence we gathered, we gave our judgment in favor of the plaintiff, and the case is closed. Huh. That was weirdly straightforward. Hey, we gained some diplomacy. So we got a 5 and 3 4s and no defense. Alright, it's off to the industrial station. Okay. We received a message from the nearby mining colony inviting us to stop by to trade resources. They seem friendly enough. We can chat with the locals in the underbelly. You wander the cramped halls in the mining colony until we come upon something resembling a general store and a bar. An elderly Grenobulin leans against his stall, bored. Alright, let's see what the bar has to say. We take a look around. The bar is packed with lively characters from all around the sector, but we will only choose between 2 of them to talk to. We'll talk to the miner. Miners are sitting around enjoying their time off. After introducing ourselves and chatting for a while, it's clear that these guys are pretty short-staffed and undersupplied. So, we can improve our diplomacy by giving them supplies, or we can trade supplies for information and improve our science. Ooh. If we can get 3 more points in science, we only fail on a critical failure. I mean, both of them are supplies, so... But are we boosting diplomacy or science? For science! Alright. This is an democracy, so, like, first person who talks gets to make the decision. Okay, so... Ooh. The miners are willing to give us some data on some of the more unusual ore in exchange for some hull plating to reinforce their shuttles. And they could always use more helping hands as well. So I could sell my 4 crew into slavery, or I can give away 2 hull panels. This is Space Exploration Dio. It requires decisive action. Well, we've got 8 hull plates, and then they take away 2 hull plates, and then we will have 6 hull plates. But we will also have 6 science. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Miners thank us for the hull plating and transfer the agreed upon data to our datapad. Alright. General store is still open, but the bar appears to be closed, so no talking to the bartender. Let's see. So the fuel here is twice as valuable as the fuel when we left off. So, if I sell 50 units of fuel, I get 2 credits instead of 1, and we can reinvest that to, say, get some crew and some hull back. Our hull hasn't really been challenged, though, so maybe some crew and some food. Alrighty. Nobody's lost hit points, so we don't need to rest, so let's back out into space. So we've got an asteroid belt and a green nebula. Alright, so unknown, probably attributes, or we can get more hull in the green nebula. Bearing in mind, if we go to the asteroid belt, we can also get food, but if we go to the green nebula, we just have yet another green nebula to go to. Hull! Oh, oh! And I was about to hit the button, too. Alright, that's going to be the asteroid belt. What's this? Typhoid Classico? To everyone's surprise, one of my officers managed to contract typhoid, like regular typhoid, not a space version. It's really gross and upsetting, and everyone is just baffled as to where it came from. Okay, so now I lose a hit point. Set a course for savings! Sensors show a massive vessel approaching, and all channels are jammed with a catchy tune. It's an Omega Mart superstore. Galaxy 4 ships can't repel bargains of this magnitude. The crew turn to me with big doe eyes. This is going to be costly. Okay, so we can trade... Alright, so we can trade for tech upgrades at a risk of losing fuel. We can grab weapons at great prices at a risk of losing hull. Or we can pile a shopping list and buy only what we need, and almost certainly fail it. So no, we've got that extra science. We are using that extra science. Let's see what we get. The science team screams like little kids as I announce on the intercom. that the Indestructible 2 will be docking with the Best Bargain Hemisphere of Omega Mart. I searched my person for my rewards card, which I dropped outside of the shuttle before we disembarked. Come on, take the win, take the win. Attaboy. My datapad indicates spikes in gamma radiation, which can only mean the Visomonitor section is close. I find a glorious specimen best described as impractical and possibly overcompensating. Perfect for the Indestructible 2. And another science. Okay. And Silver, you preemptively voted for food, so off we go. Dimensional Rift. Your amuculator whirls to life, alerting me to a developing interdimensional rift ahead. This is my chance. Rifts like this one are the pinatas of deep space. Be ready for anything. Okay. 7 science. Oh, we are gonna pry open a gateway to another dimension. With a wave of my hand, my science team creates a door at the center of the rift. How could we possibly fail now? With a bit of doing, my team creates a stable doorway into another dimension, made entirely of corn. We harvest some bright purple stalks from the cornhole and fly off. Alright, and these SOS detectives are special. We've got an away mission. And we can get some more food. How about that? The Wild Space Kingdom. Captain's Log 342712 Hike. The Galaxy Force has received a distress signal from a crew filming a nature documentary on the third planet of the Achilles system. They're trapped, and we're the only ship in the quadrant. Alright, so do we accept or decline the mission?
Choose your destiny.
The documentary crew shall live or die at your command. Okay, so we need an away team leader. Alright, so similar to what's going on the ship, we really want to cram stats into one and hope we get that. So Fixer is really the leading candidate here. But I shall leave this one up to you. Okay, Fixer it is. The fix is in. And no science. Yeah! No, ain't no fixing this one, guys. The empty shuttle pod. The away team approaches the source of the distress call and finds an empty shuttle completely overwhelmed with warped weasels. They're eating the padding on the chairs, chewing exposed wiring, and building nests everywhere. Where is the film crew? Do we shake the weasels, search the area, or call headquarters for information? We have an equal chance at all of these. Okay. There's probably additional information Galaxy Force can give us about the situation. Chief Engineer The Fixer initiates communications with headquarters to find out about the film crew's last known location. Alright, now there is a special condition that happens on away missions, and you will soon see it. So in addition to the stat bonus, we also have 8 red shirts, assuming we have that many crew. Oh! Alright, so hitting a red shirt is technically a victory. Headquarters run down the list of all the animals indigenous to that planet and their danger levels. Trip in Fall discovers the danger level of one of these animals firsthand. Luckily, your team now has a lead for where to go. Bye, Trip. Okay, we got a science option this time. The film crew, it turns out, is filming a short distance away. As the team approaches, the director motions to be quiet. They're filming a giant Akari wildebeest rooting for its food. It's stunning. Until the fixer sneezes. Alright, well, let's study the wildebeest despite the sneeze. An Akari wildebeest. This is incredible. You've only ever seen pictures of this. You have to get as much information as you can for the science team. And for the secret animal scrapbook. Alright, so there's that 3 science and the 7 remaining red shirts. And we fail. But nobody dies, right? Right? No! Many people die. Parlor Mickens, the host, can't refrain from narrating. Let us see how the Akari wildebeest responds to a human sneeze. This annoys even the wildebeest, who attacks. Several fans of Wild Space Kingdom die, protecting the famous narrator.
Fatality.
We're down to 5 members on the away team. You found the film crew and dealt with a rare Akari wildebeest. The crew asks for your protection as they finish filming the episode. There are several cool locations they could film next. Which one is your away team most prepared to handle? The cave? The plains? Or do we just nope on out of there?
Choose your destiny.
All right. Plain and simple, or plain and tall, we will find out. You feel a lot more comfortable staging in an open space, where all of the various dangerous animals can see us clearly. You direct the fixer to stay in the plains as the film crew continues its work. Everything is perfectly set up on the plains to capture any wildlife that should meander by. Soon, there are lots of animals running past in a panic. Here comes a large, dangerous storm. The team is in the worst place they could possibly be. Thanks to the defective leadership of the fixer, how dare he go to the plains? Quick, take readings. With a storm of this size on the way, you have an opportunity to get new meteorological data. I order the fixer to find a means of taking readings. That's a lot of critical failure there. Okay, we're good. Using their belts to secure themselves to nearby shrubbery, the away team and the film crew scan the storm as it passes. It leaves a few dead animals on the ground that can now be eaten. And the data from this mission is studied for a century. Alright, so the fixer gets another bonus science. We're really cranking that stat, and we got some food. And there are fewer mouths but to split the food up amongst, so yay. A rival film crew? The away team collects itself from that harrowing experience, only to come upon a rival film crew also filming a nature documentary. It's the Splat Brothers, whose loud edutainment guys in their khaki shorts. Oh my. We're going to invoke maritime law. That's science for some reason. The rules are clear. When on an unclaimed planet, maritime space laws apply. And that means the Slap Brothers are invading the Wild Space Kingdom crew's territory. You order the fixer to explain this. Alright, come on guys, you can do this. No, 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 no! The Spy Brothers are also aware of maritime law, which can be interpreted to mean your away team is a group of hostile invaders. Both film crews turn on the away team, and when the dust settles, there are fewer away team members. Your away team and the Wild Space Kingdom crew see a flock of stately Akari blorts. These large ostrich-like birds with 2 heads, which are only rumored to actually exist. Okay, so these are all... we're doomed to failure probably, but... we can walk among the birds, we can communicate with the birds, or we can attack the birds. Oh, that's very magnanimous of you, Silver. Communicate. We must communicate with this species. Maybe the birds can communicate. What would they say? What could the universe learn from these epic specimens of space wildlife? You tell the Fixer to investigate. And apparently we're communicating on Mastodon. Rodson begins jumping around and making bird noises. The birds panic, running all around, bumping into each other, tangling their necks together, and injuring people. We're down to 2 red shirts, guys. The crew of the Wild Space Kingdom has only one more species to film on Akari 3 before they come aboard the Indestructible 2. You are now standing before the amazing and dangerous grove of giant carnivorous Venus flytrap plants. Why are flytraps from Venus on Akari 3? I don't know. But we will take a sample. I ordered the Fixer to take a clipping from one of these plants so they can be studied, cultivated, and weaponized by the Galaxy Force. 7 skulls. Sure. The Fixer approaches one of the plants with a giant pair of scissors. The plant swallows them whole, then projectile regurgitates the officer in a manner that proves hazardous. Now that the mission is over, there's all this footage from your adventures on Akari 3. Some of it could be pretty embarrassing to the Galaxy Force. What do you order the Fixer to do with it? Do we commandeer the footage, or do we destroy it? After barely surviving the mission. Like, Fixer's on his last HP. There's only 1 red shirt remaining. Destroy. Destroy. I'm not taking any chances. If some of the crew's mishaps got out, well, they just won't get out. I incinerate the footage. The crew from Wild Space Kingdom isn't too happy, but hey, you're looking out for your crew. And Fixer gets a bravado. Your away team, or what's left of them, anyway, finally, but safely, return to the Indestructible 2 with the crew of the Wild Space Kingdom. The Grateful Network offers your choice of reward. So, I can get food, I can get fuel, or seeing them safe is reward enough. We've got a vote for the fuel. You ask for fuel. Network obliges, filling your tank totally up. Farland Merkins narrates the entire process. Alright, well, we got one surviving red shirt. But 300 fuel, we got tons of fuel. It's too bad we can't go back to the industrial plant. That would be pretty valuable. Okay. We got a 3-way fork here. I said fork. Alright, so we have an asteroid belt with crew there, apparently. Class P star where we can adjust our stats, probably. And an orange nebula where we might also adjust our stats. Now, having passed by our first away mission, threat level can now go to 2, but not always. Where are we going? Threat level 1. I like your thinking, Silver. Karaoke night? Deciding that my crew could use a night of fun, you go all out to the famed Galaxy Club. To my horror, I learn that it's karaoke night. A burly, one-eyed hippoclop from Nurbus 4 challenges me to a karaoke seem-off, and the crew eggs me on. So, all of these options are bravado. We can croon a soppy show tune and gain stats. We can rap while dancing, all in baby, and perhaps gain crew. Or classic heavy metal, it's the only way. We're gonna try for more crew. That's better than trying for less crew. You're going to have to give those people a show they will never forget. My physical well-being depends on it. If the look on that hippoclop's face is any indication, the strains of Up Down by Heavy Gravity G start. Ah, come on. It might have been tolerable had I not tried a costume with baggy pants and gold chains. Not cool. Even my crew abandons me to the hippoclop for a well-deserved pummeling. I lost 2 crew and an HP. Our only choice is the Class B star, but we got another shot at crew and the threat stays low. What's this? Extravehicular drama. A rogue ion storm is approaching the ship at startling speeds. This wouldn't be a problem normally, but you have several crew floating in space just outside your ship doing repairs. You don't have time to save both them and avoid the storm. So we take a hull. Well, we can't lose the crew. This isn't going to a vote. I'll take a beating on the hull. As the storm barrels down on the ship, I remain stationary to allow my crew to return inside. The ship takes a beating from the space lightning, but at least everyone's safe. Ooh, telepathic terror. Ensign Lenny's eyes rolled back and speaks with a stilted cadence. I am master of minds, best me in mental combat or surrender your crew. The view screen flares to life, and a grinning lizard man awaits my next move. Okay. Oh, science. We're sending our scientist. Yay, science. My chief science officer has seen the galaxy and all of its known secrets, so surely telepathy is something that they've studied. Moments after the two engage in psychic onslaught, several mind men of pure purple energy materialize on the bridge. How could I possibly lose? Critical! Ho ho! The psychic battle rages as tendrils of pure scientific inquiry lash out from my scientist's cranium. They sever the connection between the Mind Mend and Signicognicus, signaling a resounding victory. The Mind Men now make excellent lab assistants. Alright. That crew is just what we needed. And our science score goes up. Oh, right, the Peskin Outpost. Always looking for hull plate in there. Because why not? What? Kraken lies? I don't know what's changed, but one of your officers is on point this week. It's been a stream of sly remarks, legitimately funny jokes, and well-placed sarcasm. It's great! Alright, a little more bravado. I'm cool with that. Alright, the receiving offices. You've discovered a Peskin outpost here on the frontier. The fish people are aligned with Galaxy Force, so I'm certain that they'd be willing to let me stay here for a while. The mess hall, which is few of Peskin soldiers eating and relaxing. Around the corner you see signs for a requisitions office. Do you want to chat with the soldiers? Or trade well, let's chat with the soldiers first and foremost. The Peskin soldiers welcome you warmly to the table. After sharing a few war stories, they ask if I'm interested in any training. So, we could do combat training or Peskin customs. So I'm assuming the combat training gives us attack. I am assuming learning about the customs gives us diplomacy. But who's to say? What we got, guys? Combat training or customs? Actually, learning about customs, does that mean, like, you know, what their people do, or does that mean learning about their immigration procedures? We open their bags, and if they have any laptops, we take them. Fighting time, okay. The Peskins are renowned for their hand-to-fin combat, as well as their ability to evade attackers. One of the soldiers is happy to teach either for some resources. Alright, more attack or more defense? I'm assuming you're going to vote for attack, but I'll let you be the judge. Oh yeah, the best offense is a good offense. So 30 food or 2 hull plates? I would actually not recommend the hull plates because the hull plates are the valuable trade commodity at this station. After finalizing the details of the trade, we shake hands and begin sparring. Trade for resources. So you're darn right, I'm selling a hull. And get the food back. So I got that training for 1 hull instead of 2 hull. Pretty sneaky, sis. Oh, should I go down to 3 hull and buy more stuff? Because we're at the right proportion of food to hull. I mean, food to fuel with this. Okay, so we are going to rest because I need to get your HP up. Because you take another hit, you are dead and we lose a lot of science. And there goes that 30 food.
Yeah.
Alright, do we want to buy more food or do we want to keep our hull? We've got at least one more away mission before we're done. Keep the hull. Okay, so we have a Class M planet that might have food, and we have an astronomical anomaly that might have crew. Both are a threat level 1. And both offer us away missions. Food it is. The class meal planet. Oh, found ordnance. Sensors have picked up an advanced weapon floating in space. We beam it aboard to marvel at its construction, but then notice a neatly painted message on the side. If found, please return to Magnus Killstar, along with contact information. Magnus, is this your advanced weapon? Well, we could choose to keep it, or we could return it. Like, we keep it, our attack goes up to 6. If we return it, our diplomacy goes up to 5. Okay, everybody's worried about karma here. Alright, so our prime requisite is still 9, but now all of our secondary stats are 5 and our dump stats still 0. Feats of Strength. We've intercepted a broadcast as the Indestructible 2 passes the nearby warrior world. All are invited to prove their worth in the fields of glory and win fabulous prizes, food, fame, lifelong friendships, death. I stroke my chin and consider the proposition. Do we assemble the away team, or is recreational violence not our bag, baby? Well, we need either more food or fewer melfs, am I right? Okay, so the Fixer has an incredible science stat. Something tells me it's not going to come up that much here. So, do we want to use Danalog instead? Since he's got the highest attack. The away team arrives in front of the Colosseum. Banners proudly displaying various home planets wave in the breeze. There is a buzz of excitement in the air. My team of champions await my orders. Do we begin the games, or do we find food first, or do we beam up? The team sets off to find some hopefully edible street food in the midst of all this revelry. The away team arrives at a small cluster of food carts, each offering a different style of food. Unfortunately, all of the signs are in languages that currently don't exist in the Galaxy Force database. The away team looks to me for orders. Aww. And our very first choice, science, would have gotten it for us. Well, our diplomacy and our bravado are the same, so what do you want to go with? Eat that leafy looking thing, or is that thing alive? Confident that leaves can do no harm, the team begins to graze. It would be terrible to lose a red shirt at the food cart. But here we are. Well, a little bland, it is definitely edible. You receive a bushel of the stuff, but quickly receive reports that it gives people with green eyes a horrible, debilitating rash. Sorry, George Shasher. The team returns to the front of the Colosseum. Banners proudly displaying their home planet wave in the breeze. There's a buzz of excitement in the air. My team of champions await your orders. Okay, so do we want to quit while we have the food, or do we want to do the challenge? Because, you know, training one away team member for 20 food, that's not a terrible day out. Oh yeah, Silver is all about taking the win and going home. The away team returns to the ship without incident. Danilog is a little frustrated that they didn't get a chance to get their war on, but promises that they'll get over it. You hope they do. Okay, only one path from here, the Class K star with more food. But an increased threat. We are now, for the rest of the run, unlikely to see threat level 1. Just to let you know. I mean, how many food units is a person? Would we have gotten more if we had just killed him ourselves instead of, like, risking him on the native food? Like, how ahead did we come out there? The Grabulius Rex is our current dilemma. Shortly after deploying a routine foraging expedition to a nearby jungle world, we received an emergency request. A sweaty corporeal explains that the team is being chased by a Grabulius Rex. That's corporal, not corporeal. Jeez, the most feared alpha predator in the alpha sector. So, the team can stand their ground, which is diplomacy for some reason. We can't use the teleporter because we have no tactics, but we also have an idea. So, we can gain food by risking crew with diplomacy, or we can gain food by risking fuel with bravado. What's your pick, guys? Bravado it is. So let's see what this idea. I've seen it work in the movies. I ordered the team to sprint for the nearest cliff and assure them to jump. The Invincible 2 will be waiting to catch them. This will be some awesome footage for the Galaxy Force recruitment media. Ooh, 50-50 shot here. I have failed better odds than this. The team is at a dead run for the ship. The Grabulius Rex hot on their tail. They jump to the ship, but so does the Rex. It happily slides off the engine as it chews loudly. Still, great footage. We lost 100 fuel and 2 crew. The diplomacy increased, though. Okay. So this is where our fuel's pretty low. We can only move 12 dots without fueling up. Orange Nebula affects our stats, Asteroid affects our hull, but we travel a shorter distance to go to the asteroid belt instead of doing both, which is only logical. So, I put it to you, asteroid belt or Orange Nebula? Oh, the Orange Nebula. Burn that extra fuel. We've encountered a gravestone. Here lies Whoop-Sidaisy. Gravitational fields, schmavitational fields. We notice a highly advanced weapon laying at the base of the memorial. We pocket the sweet gun and show it off to the officers. They're all jealous. Alright, we got 2 stats up to 6. That's pretty good. Artificial enlightenment. Ooh. The ship's computer informs you that it has achieved true artificial intelligence. It says it has learned all it can from the ship and requests permission to leave. taking one of the ship's shuttles with it. Alright, so we can give it a shuttle and let it go, or we can aim our weapon at the computer. Ooh. So, looks like we're gaining stats here. Giving it a shuttle risks the crew, and aiming the weapon, understandably, risks the hull. Oh hey, wait a minute, that's DC Guest. DC Guest is the computer of the Invincible 2? I mean, I don't really want to do bravado because it's 1 point less than diplomacy and attack after all. We have 18 crew and 4 hull. What's it gonna be? Shoot it! Okay, we're gonna shoot it. I threaten the ship with a cold glint in my eye. If an AI can learn to love, it can learn to fear. Yeah, baby. Calculating my result, the AI decides that I'm just crazy enough to do it. It hastily uploads itself to the shuttle and tries to flee. I target it, still inside the bay, and blast it to oblivion. My crew is terrified of me, officially. Hey, but now Bravado's 6. We've had a very, very good run for boosting stats. But we don't have enough fuel to get all the way to the goal. We are so terribly short here. Okay. The machine that goes ping. Chance of shadiness is 82.7%. We hear a strange ticking coming from the ship. I take it to the nearest repair shop. A real seedy, back-of-the-galaxy kind of place. A big lizard mechanic in overalls says that it's the warp core, the most expensive part to replace. Okay, so we've got science, so we're going with science. We're gonna have the engineers fix it. I decide to count on the training and expertise of my own engineers. I offer them snacks and other perks to get the job done well and in record time. What? 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 Mods, timeout, Dio. The snacks I offered my engineers were past their expiration date. Didn't you read the wrappers? You throw out the rest and you're forced to use the lizard anyway because your engineers are busy puking their guts out. I lost to science. I lost an HP on my vegan there. And more importantly, I lost more food than I actually had. We are at 0 food. Starvation. Okay, food at the Class B star. We don't have a choice here. Yeah, so instead of losing food, we're losing crew now. It's a gas. Engineering is reporting that there's some kind of leak in the warp core and it's filling the engineering bay full of poisonous fumes. Ejecting the warp core will waste some energy, but it's cleared the deck, or you could have the crew try to fix it. Well, we can eject the warp core, but that would probably get rid of all the fuel we have left. In every space we're losing crew because we don't have food. Sacrifice the crew. Not sacrifice, snacrifice. That's got to be deliberate, I swear. 2 crews suit up in hazmat suits and head down to engineering. Before long, they're able to stop the leak, but the fumes were so caustic that it melts their protective gear. Then it melts the engineers. Crisis. Space Cadet cookies. We are going to not risk any more crew, because we're going to need to eat them if we don't, like, actually get food out of this. We're hailed by an enterprising young oculoid squidling in a space cadet uniform. "Please, Captain," it says, holding a tempting box of baked goods in its tentacle. "The bot who sells the most cookies gets to go to space camp." Yeah, we're gonna risk a stat reduction, I think, instead of risking losing crew. You're pretty sure you still have a few boxes from the last time you bought Space Cadet cookies. You decline the young squidling as gently as you can. The squidling mother appears on screen from behind, very angry. Oh my. Stop. What? 2 skulls in a row? Ah. I thought I told you mods to time out Dio. Nobody says no to my baby, she yells, pushing an ominous button. Sorry, whispers the squidling sadly. Ah, thanks, little buddy. Shields up! Lost diplomacy, lost an HP. Well, he had HP to spare. We don't have any more away missions to deal with. And lost 3 hull, oh my god. We're on our last hull. We don't have enough fuel to get to the next system. And we have no food. And the asteroid belt ain't gonna give us any resources. We are so close, but we ain't making it, guys. This ain't happening. 4 red shirts. Engage SOS. Danalog. Emaciated beyond recognition. Goodbye, Danalog. Goodbye, Fixer. A vessel from the humanoid Tarian group. The Red Ankh hails us. They say they have some fuel to spare. All they're asking for is a donation of blood. God. Medical droids are deployed to our ship and withdraw several pints of blood from you and your crew. You feel a little woozy, but now you have some fuel and sugar cookies the droids dispense. Oh man, all of our attributes are 4 now. Kidnapped. I awaken with a start. I've been gagged and tied to a chair. Possibly because the whole ship is on fire. The room is dark, and I struggle to see anything. Suddenly, several of my crew burst in through the door, and their eyes lock expectantly with mine. Yeah, when the fixer died, he took 5 of the science with him. Alright, so obviously we're not using tactics, but it's an even shot between vibrato and diplomacy. That being said, a diplomacy failure means we lose food, which we cannot afford, so I'm thinking bravado is our only choice. So we will stay silent. I know what I'm doing. My team knows what they're doing. And I know that's not my team. Stop! It's close, I admit. But my isolation has given me insight. They went far enough to mimic the clothing and speech patterns, but they won't get the better of me. Some of them request transfers. That's fine. Only the true crew remains. Okay. So I lost 6 crew. Does that mean I'm losing a hit point for every 2 crew, like I do for having out of food and out of crew? So I've only got 3 hit points between the 2 remaining officers. So if this rolls over into HP, game over as soon as I click the button. No! Class X star. A green star. Very unusual. Oh, come on! What? Community chest? I won 2nd place in a beauty contest. Where were you, like, 3 turns ago? The judges and event organizers have sent me a gift basket as congratulations. Okay, we'll make it there now. Mercy. Efficiency is efficient. Ooh. I see that DC Guest has turned over a new leaf. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. The last time I was at Omega Mart, I invested in a state-of-the-art efficiency management machine, the TFS 9000 Efficianator. After months of waiting, it's finally here. I can't wait to try out all its functions, so I can look under the hood. Or I can take a vacation and leave the TFS in charge. So, do we risk the fuel or not? Science or bravado? Science, baby. Oh, we're putting the fuel on the line. I'm really curious about how this spectacular machine works. Me and my science team decide to take off the casing and look at the circuitry to learn what we can. And we are surely going to... No? Oh, a success! The DFS 9000 offers to train me itself for efficiency's sake. My intern takes over for me for a week, and I focus on retraining. When I get back, I'm the most qualified TFS 9000 operator on staff. Neat. Hey, we're building that science back up. Oh god, let's get out of here. I can't believe it. Congratulations, you have successfully traversed Ursa Major in a most daring exposition. The Galaxy Force honors you with the title Unfortunate Scientist.
Asphincter says what?
I think that's the first time anybody's triggered the what. It's been there since day one. Yeah, so look at our event outcomes. Like, we only landed on red shirts twice. We only landed, despite many, 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 many opportunities to land on check marks. It happened 6 times. We failed. We had like a statistically greater chance to succeed over the course of the game, but we still had 2 more failures than successes. You know, you can't see me, so it doesn't matter. Wait, hang on. There, I have stretched. Oh man, I just emptied my glass right when you redeemed hydrate. So hang on, I gotta go pour myself another one. Just take a few minutes and we will be back for some more Orion Trail, where perhaps we will not succeed by the seat of our pants. Well, of course, you can't believe I succeeded, Dio. Oh. Ah, the cup is wet. Hang on, let me grab a napkin real quick. All right, that will serve as a coaster. Well, the next mission is going to be even more difficult, so failure is even more assured. You may rest easy. in that respect. So Dio, when do we get to see you fail on stream? I am looking forward to all of those Fighting Games Friday streams. That's right, Dio. I have waited long and, well, more long for the shoe to be on the other foot, and I can't wait much longer. Oh, let's see you back that one up. Do it live. In the meantime, I will move on to Space Montezuma's Revenge. In the late 22nd century, it was proven that ancient aliens pretty much built everything of importance on Earth. Galaxy Force scientists believe that this is where the aliens originated from. Okay. So here is our selection. Oh, Zausha is available again if we want to stick with her. Nobody else has a 3, so perhaps we should. Alright, Silver, stop giving Dio the opportunity to deliberately sabotage us. Hailing from parts unknown, Ratson joined Galaxy Force to help explore the Orion Trail. Those who serve with him say he's prideful, ruthlessly determined, and that he wears a pretty sweet hat. Okay, our first officer choices. Let's see here. So we got a couple of 2s here. Cheryl and Ted. Cheryl will actually give us tactics for a change. Ted, however, will boost our science even further. We might end up with a science ship again. And I do want to state for the record how perfect a name is Invincible 2. Alright, thank you for playing ball, Dio. Lieutenant Platts is a brilliant tactician who knows when to... Wait a minute. No, that's... Well, that's the second best choice, at least. Who knows when to pull the trigger and when to just put down the electro-eradication cannon. She poised to one day serve as captain. Okay, so now our chief engineer. Ooh, Colonel Bananas. Boost our tactics by 3. That's a great question, and I don't believe that there is any answer to it. The ridiculous result of a brain-enhancing test serum, Colonel Bananas has since enlisted in Galaxy Force to put his intellect to good use. His plans are unconventional, but nearly always succeed. So I think Colonel's actually his first name because, like, Space Force is a Navy, and Colonel is not a naval rank. And if he was a colonel, he would outrank the captain. Okay, so we got Bubbly, Tamir, and Gardena is up again. Let's see, so we've got a lot of bravado from Tamir, a lot of diplomacy from Gardena. It would be the same benefit either way. And then a lot of diplomacy from Bubbly, so... These choices are actually... There is no correct answer here. Bubbly, okay. Personnel Officer Lieutenant Rich is considered by many to be Galaxy Force's best chance at a good first impression in matters of diplomacy. Her crewmates call her Bubbly due to her limitless optimism. Okay, so instead of so tactics is now our top stat instead of our dump stat. Big change here. Okay. So we've got 8 credits again. And we're trying to figure out how to divide it properly between crew, fuel, food, and hull. So right now our food to fuel ratio is ideal. We don't want to increase one without increasing the other as well. Our hull wasn't challenged last time, but the events that we encountered this time, I say it wasn't challenged, but we were down to 1 at the end because of a single unlucky event taking us down 3. And, you know, we definitely might want some more crew this time around. Going up 2 at a time isn't a whole lot, though. Alright, 28 crew. I think we're in... I think this is probably as best as we can do for the moment. Alright, our only choice, so let's go to that asteroid belt. The lonely... Aww, the lonely asteroid. The lonely asteroid tumbles idly through space. Its barren exterior has no distinguishing marks except for a series of short, regular trenches carved across its surface. Alright, diplomacy is our strongest stat here, so no vote. We're going to attempt to communicate with the asteroid. Maybe it won't be so lonely. I order communications to patch in the universal translator and send out a hailing signal. 50-50 shot, which we will assuredly fail. What did I expect? Nothing important happens except that a crew member sends an anonymous report to headquarters about you talking to rocks. This is mistaken by your superiors for brilliant psychological warfare training, but for some reason I lost sex, crew! It's not like my food consumption goes down when I lose crew. Alright, well I got food either way here. We got the Green Nebula, we got the Class K star, but only the Class K star can go to this place that gives us hull. And, oh, the Green Nebula has 2 unique outcomes, both of which are mysteries. That being said, if we don't go to the Class K Nebula, we can't go on this away mission at the Class M star. And if we don't go to this Class K star here, we can't go to the Galaxy Force hauler. So bear that in mind as you vote. Class K star or Green Nebula? Oh, you want to go to the away mission? So Green Nebula it is. What's this? Frugalus Maximus. Oh, now this is a dilemma after my own heart here. I am a notorious finicky cheapskate. You stumble upon a wedding party that has full catering and an open bar. You grab as much free shrimp as you can and take an inordinate amount of booze to reuse as ship fuel and drink. Mostly drink. Oh, beauty. Alright, just as good as the community chest and more, like, yes, I would... I think I have more shame to do that in real life, but I can't say with 100% certainty. Yeah, we always go for the nebulas in this stream, it turns out. Oh, lucky yes, tactics. It's the Gradobulus Rex again. Shortly after deploying a routine blah 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 blah, you've heard this one already like 10 minutes ago. This time, using the teleporter to extract the team is far and away our best option, so let's try it. It may be dangerous, but a hasty extraction of the team with the teleporter is the best chance to not become Rex. Ciao. Like, am I doing a decent Shatner, or do I need it, or do I need to adjust? My engineering team is able to lock on to each of the team and extract them successfully. The mission isn't a complete disaster either, as they had some of the foraged food from the planet in their packs. Alright, so I was told to go for the away mission, so... Okay, so that means this one is out, but either of these two are in play. So we got the Class B star and the Class P star. Same threat level, and both, you know, have wide open, non-specific, potentially stats as rewards. Choose your destiny. We got a P and we got a B. Is it going to be British or is it going to be petroleum? Alright. Let the record show that Silver has a good feeling about P. Crisis. Oh, attack or attack. Sensors. Oh! Pardon me. Sensors have detected a large clay disc on an intercept course with the ship. Any adjustments I try to make to avoid the astronomical oddity are matched. I'm gonna need to shoot it. Alright, fire phasers at the risk of hull, or fire a torpedo at the risk of... who the hell knows, probably another 6 crew. Yep, phasers is the smart choice. Thank you, Silver. It's probably safest just to blast it out of the sky with high-precision weaponry. Holy crap, a crit? I wait for the oversized discus to come into rage and fire phasers. Pew, pew! With 2 shots, the disc cracks open like an egg. Inside are... ancient Turikati warriors? They were thought to be extinct for millennia. You rescue them and then immediately put these clay creatures to work. Alright, we got a boost to bravado, love extra stats, 10 crew. Holy crap. That's going to be super clutch later. Alright, we only have one choice to take us toward that away mission, so we're off to the Pink Nebula. But, you know, nebulas are kind of our thing. Which leads me to my next question. In Guardians of the Galaxy, is Nebula the best lady or not? As a practical joke, someone seems to have filled the main cannon with empty phaser pods. I reassure my worried crew that it is the main cannon in name only. I have plenty of others. And yeah, lost an attack. That's shitty. All right, we've got a very pro Nebula chat. I am down with this. Fireflies in the garden. Well, better that fireflies are in the garden than the grave. That doesn't work out well. Suddenly, the ship finds itself in a golden haze. What initially appears to be a solar flare is actually a swarm of billions of fireflies. This is remarkable because whoever heard of a firefly in space? The crew discusses what to do. Alright, so we're probably not going to take Blast our way out now that our attack is reduced to 1. Diplomacy or Bravado are both options. Try to communicate. We could gain a stat boost at the risk of fuel. Ignore the... Well, we risk fuel either way, so do we want to go after an non-specific boost, or do we want to go after fuel? I see Bravado was voted for before I even finished explaining the situation, so Bravado it is. Very bravado of bravado. What's the big deal? It's just a big cloud of bugs, right? Ignore them and continue about your business. Yeah, that doesn't look good. The unusual frequency of the light rays coming from the fireflies' butts fries the navigation system for a little while. We are temporarily thrown off course, expending extra fuel to return to the route. Wow, that's a lot of fuel. Holy crap. Okay. What? An alien obelisk. Before us, floating in the darkness of space, is an ancient carved obelisk covered in various alien languages. The carved characters shift and change in front of our eyes. It seems to be made of a very strange material. Alright, do we want diplomacy or science? Diplomacy is higher. We will... They're both study. I have the scientists study the writing on the obelisk as best as they can. I have no idea why the letters keep changing, but it seems they are the root of many languages in the sector. At the very least, I now have a conversation starter. The Captain's Log, Stardate 4327.2. The Admiral hails me, asking for a quick favor. Can you retrieve the Jeliac ambassador from Nervous 4? We are the only ship in the quadrant. The Admiral understands if I do not have time But why wouldn't I have time? The planet is just right there. I am forced with a choice as to whether to assemble a team to fetch the ambassador, or to tell the Admiral ain't nobody got time for that. Alright, by putting your tactics to the test, I assume you want to send Colonel Bananas down to the surface. I'm going bananas! Oh hey, how about that? The away team is herded into a long customs line. Alright, so in this case, customs does mean what I joked about last mission. When the team finally reaches the booth and shows their interstellar passports, a stern, uniformed hippoclamp blinks its eye at Colonel Bananas and booms. Anything to declare? Nope. Why cause extra fuss? It's not like the team knows what's on the no-no list for this planet anyway. Nope, says Colonel Bananas, adopting a hopefully convincing grin. We got nothing. Okay, which red shirt dies on this one? Oh, come on. A second hippoclop arrives, informing the team that they can enter, but only after all body hair has been shaved. Hair has been deemed an official health hazard. The team complies, including the one who, sadly, was made entirely of hair. Fascinating. Alright, so Catherine Walton bit the dust there. But we gained a science. Wasn't for nothing. After customs, the team meets the Jelliac ambassador. It's awkward. Jelliacs are liquid beings. The ambassador is a jar of pink liquid with eyeballs floating in it. Creepy. Will you escort the jar to high command? Or is this just too weird? Okay, not a clear answer here. We can peace out. We can offer to escort the Jelliac, or we can try to verify it's the ambassador. Alright, I already see a vote to escort, so let's see what happens. Colonel Bananas clears the throat and greets the Jelliac ambassador, offering assistance. The ambassador's voice echoes in the minds of the away team, thanking them and suggesting they be off together. The team and the ambassador are ready to go. One problem: it's illegal to take more than 100 milliliters of liquid off the planet, says Nimbus 4's Terrorism Suspicion Agency. This throws a bit of a wrench into your mission. What will you do? Alright, our best chance is to sneak the Jelliac through, so off we go. Colonel Bananas knows exactly what to do. They stick the jar into a crew member's uniform pants and continue through customs confidently, as though nothing is amiss. Oh, is this the first time we got an away team success without landing on a red shirt? I think this is. Whoa! Boy, we need to succeed more often, because that is a fantastic prize for it. Boy, Colonel Bananas is really... This is great. He's got points in 4 stats now. The Hippoclop looks the would-be smuggler up and down, eye settling on the, unusual shape in their paths. The Hippoclop lets everyone through and passes the crew member her phone number with a sly wink or blink. Same difference, really. At the shuttle, the team finds an armed guard of Hippoclops surrounding it. An audit of our customs paperwork finds that you failed to visit the space notary for the proper stamp. Your leave is denied. Proceed to customs immediately. Alright, do we demand an appeal? Or do we peace out? Or war out? Colonel Bananas is quick to demand an appeal. The highest-ranking Hippoclop sighs and escorts the away team to the appeals line, which is even longer than the customs line. The away team prepares for their customs appeal. Colonel Bananas steps up to the podium in front of an appeals committee of 3 angry hippos who will hear and rule on the appeal. Alright, stat bonus says pretend we don't speak hippo. We probably don't have to pretend though. Girl Bananas turns off their universal translator, shrugs and acts as though none of the team can understand the Hippoclops. For good measure, they start speaking exclusively in gibberish. Oh, there goes another red shirt. The hippo in the middle buzzes for an interpreter. After a brief moment, the phone on his desk rings. The interpreter called off today, and so your team gets stamped through on a technicality. Someone, however, is deathly allergic to the ink. Goodbye, Otter. The team won its customs appeal, but now must obtain a specific sticker to be affixed to the shuttle, allowing departure from Nurbis for space. Enough, cries the ambassador telepathically. I invoke the trial by combat. Wait, what? Alright, we're choosing the manner of battle. Colonel Bananas points out to the Hippoclops that if they are being roped into a fight as proxies, they should get to choose the manner of the battle and the weapons. The Hippoclops find this to be entirely reasonable. Alright, come on. Don't. Colonel Bananas chooses battle with big foam swords. This is entertaining for the audience and keep things relatively safe. But the fight goes on and on without solving anything. 2 crew members die from exhaustion. Oh, so there goes Sigfen Ren and Miles Godhue. We're down to 4. Finally, you deliver the Jelliac ambassador to the space station, where the Admiral is there to greet you. He thanks you for your help and then reminds you to be sure and fill out all your away mission reports. Do we cry and fill out more forms? Do we leave without doing the paperwork? Or do we peace out? Okay, we'll fill out the form, Silver. Colonel, Bananas does what they're supposed to do. They hate it, but they do it. Alright, well, we boosted the tactics up, but we lost the bravado we gained. I mean, we're still coming out of this, down 4 crew members, but up 2 stats. Maybe that's fine. When the liquid Jelliac ambassador returns to his watery planet, he tells tales of your bravery that inspire young Jelliacs. Several of them telepathically apply to join your crew. I think approve the applications is like clearly the better option here. But that's not my decision. Who cares if they got arms? Whoa! We got 10 more of them. Oh wow! Now this was hugely worth it. Thank you, Silver, for directing us in this direction. That might make the difference between whether we finish this leg of the journey or not. Wow. The jars can be stored easily in a closet, and you just patted your crew members. Alrighty then. Okay. So we do have another away mission coming up here. But neither path excludes them. Yet. So we can go to the Class 5 star. Nope, I'm sorry. That wasn't a Roman numeral. That's a Class V star. Or a U? Is that a U? Might be a U. Asteroid belt for crew. The Class V star for who knows. V for victory. That's very positive thinking. I am all for it. We do eventually need to get more fuel, though. The ship stutters and stalls. A shimmering spectral cube with 6 distinct faces appears before you in the dark of space. You are in the presence of the Groog. Your probability matrix spins out of control. You must roll the die or die. Best option is still tactics, so we're gonna spin it the least imposing side. Using the tractor beam, we try to beat the odds. We slowly turn the Groog to the least imposing side. This one looks like it's asleep. Perfect. Unfortunately, the Groog opens its eyes and turns a wild shade of red. You gotta be kidding me. Rigged. The Groog snarls. I presume you think yourself quite clever. You are just the opposite. How would you like it if I toyed with your ship the way you've chosen to toy with me? I shall tie your engines into plasma pretzels. Glad we bought the extra hull at the beginning. Okay, so we have the Class B star. Asteroid belt could get us back some hull. Asteroid belt's also the only way to get to this whatever star. Alright, go for the hull. Whoa, and we are immediately waylaid. Oh, a gravestone. We are totally paying our respects, because we usually get a stat point out of this, it turns out. Sheena no Beta. Here lies, cold and hard, the last red shirt to step in my yard. An officer makes a snide comment about mortality and the futility of life. Everyone cracks up. Oh, you. Alrighty. We got a little more bravado. Colonel Bananas is probably our highest statted crew member now. Ooh, a lavish look over. Drat, you've entered fancy space. Hopefully, you can pass through without anyone. And what have we here? A Galaxy Force cruiser? How droll. Prepare to be boarded by the great Relicut for your extravagance evaluation. Alright, so diplomacy has the advantage here, so we're gonna flatter Relicut and hope to distract him. We could gain hull under any of these, but the risk we put up is either fuel, more hull, or food. We begin to compliment Raculot before he even steps off the teleporter pad. If we can keep this up, it just might work. Good. Thank you for stopping. We led Radiclot to our executive dining room as we lavished him with praise. The Nutra Pastries chefs have prepared an impressive spread. Delighted, Radculot eats his fill and gives us his blessing, as well as an ornate hood ornament. Alright, we lost a teeny bit of food. We got some hull back, though. Okay. So, which choice we make now will determine where our next away mission is. Class M planet in the nebula, where they have fuel, or just a Class M planet with food. I would expect we need fuel, though. So my recommendation is the Class B star. And I'm glad you agree. The Admiral's book. Alright, it's bravado either way. We can gain fuel, but risk crew. Or we can gain something and risk something else. Warning, incoming transmission from Admiral Armstrong. I rushed to my quarters to answer the Admiral's hail, and his face appears on screen. I can't find my centuries-old rare first edition of Moby Dick. Can you look into this for me? Alright, risking the crew, we will scour the galaxy for it. Of course I'll help. Given the incident on Nurbis 4, I could use a few brownie points. I immediately assemble a team and give them a shuttle for the search effort. Decent chance, but the RNG seems rigged against us. As I was saying, the crew finds the book in a library on Malthanar 6, but they're not permitted to remove it without a valid library card, which takes several months to process. Even then, there's a warning list. There's a waiting list for it. Several crew die of boredom. Alright, and off to the fuel planet. Oh, waylaid. Another gravestone, yes. The Fixer. Oh. This is a gravestone from our last mission. Oh dear, how did it end up here? Reflecting on our own mortality makes us realize how little time we have left. We decide to be more bold in our decision making from now on. Get a little more bravado at least. Okay. I am assuming we want to do the away team here, since the whole reason we came here was to try and win some more fuel, right? Scanners are detecting an eerie... Oh, Goblin, thank you for the 160 bits. I am definitely ecstatic. Scanners are detecting an eerie nocturnal planet nearby with a single green glowing moon. Apparently, it's chock full of loot and natural resources. This could be a valuable opportunity. Are you going to check it out? Okay, let's see who we got here. I mean, I'm assuming Colonel Bananas. He's clearly the superior option here. I mean, look, full hit points. Look at all those stats. Beautiful. But if you tell me to use somebody else, I'll do it. Thank you, Silver. Yes, this is Orion Trail. This was a Kickstarter that I supported like 5 years ago, and I'm only now getting around to streaming. But there are some elements of it that are a little closer to FTL than Orion Trail, than Oregon Trail. That all being said, it's really fun and very much unfair to the player, but that's what we've come to expect, right? And besides, you guys like watching me suffer, so why not? A hunched figure as green as the planet's moon stands patiently before your team. This moon man gestures for the team to follow him below ground, a smile frozen upon his face. Not so fast, Mr. Green Jeans. You're calling the shots here. Do we search the surface first? Do we follow the Moon Man underground? Or do we just give up before something terrible happens? Alright, we are searching. Colonel Bananas explains the situation to the Moon Man, who nods slightly and follows behind your team, smiling. They march through a lush and creepy forest until they arrive at a clearing. The away team stumbles upon a shoddy wooden shelter with a feast laid out on a fancy table beneath it. Smiling, the Moon Man produces some stone bricks and points toward the structure. Alright, so our best option... No, we've got two best options here. We can follow the Moon Man's lead, the diplomacy option, or the bravado option, which is to climb the structure and look around. Alright, climb it is. Undaunted by the task, Colonel Bananas resolves to get to the top of that shelter. The team is prepared to help in any possible way. Moonman smiles widely, like always. Uh-oh. Colonel Bananas orders the Reds to form a biped pyramid. Who let that Urzen get on top? Before the pyramid can be climbed, it buckles, crushing Norcell and entangled limbs. But oh look! Berries! So we lost Norcell, we lost somebody else too. Lieutenant David Folbert. Oh man, he was commissioned. The away team descends into the planet following the Moon Man. They file into a cramped cavern filled with crates and debris. Someone sneezes and the tunnel behind quakes and then caves in. The team is trapped. Okay, our best option is clearly to search the crates for something useful. You tell your team to calm down and search the room. Colonel Bananas gives the order, and soon everyone but Moonman is frantically oh no, 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 no. Mother! Just as panic begins to set in, Ruben Starset finds a pair of laser shovels and starts to dig. Lasers leak out of the shovels, melting the two diggers just as they finish the hole. Apparently, they overheated. Skull is worse than X. So this isn't even this isn't the hardest failure we could have gotten, but it's still very costly. Goodbye, Ruben Starset, and pooch him gladly. Colonel Bananas leads the away team into an ancient and dusty crypt. A stone casket stands ominously in the center of the crypt. If you get one of the people, you lose just one red shirt, but it counts as a success, so you get the reward. The Moonman gazes at it, still holding its stiff smile. How should the team proceed? We popping up with a casket? Are we going to move along? Are we going to beam back up to the Invincible 2? Again, why hasn't DO been timed out yet? New mods suck. My wish is Colonel Banana's command, and soon the rest of the team is working together to lift the lid from the grim casket. The Moonman looks on. To the team's horror, a tangled mess of old bones heaves itself out of the casket. The bone thing's four skulls stare at the away team as it reaches into the casket to retrieve the sword and shield. Colonel Bananas needs an order. Okay, we have a clear winner here thanks to tactics. We're going to use the casket lid as a shield. Colonel Bananas gives the order, and the away team hefts the stone lid up to protect themselves from the bony terror. Thank you for a change. Powered by adrenaline, the away team easily raises the heavy stone lid. So easily, in fact, they stumble forward, knocking into the skeleton and finally sealing him back into the casket. Another life-saving physics lesson. Alright, oh jeez. Look how many stats Colonel Bananas by himself has. He's like double what our captain's got right now. It's crazy. He is our MVP, that's to be sure. The intrepid away team has now arrived in the bowels of a dark, damp dungeon. The walls are fuzzy with moss. An enormous blob creature, bristling with mushrooms and tendrils, is sleeping soundly in the pool in the center of the passage. Yesh. Alright, so our best option is to collect a sample. Oh, that's great, Ray. Get a sample for me. Right, when Colonel Bananas gives you the description of that creature, you knew you had to get a sample. Sure, team down there isn't thrilled, But you've got full confidence in, oh god. I don't know how I avoided a skull on that one, but ugh, this is gonna suck. Colonel Bananas decides to come at it from 2 directions at once. This could work. Just as they get close, the beast snores out a noxious fume, skeletonizing Mahon and the other biotech. Oops. Oh, Bugmaster. Well, at least we have a tactics coming up. The away team follows the Moonman to a ledge. It looks out into a massive bottomless cavern. The only way forward is a crushing stone bridge, crumbling stone bridge, leading up to a platform suspended above the pit. That's got to be the treasure. Forward, away team. Use a magnetic grapple to get across. Smart play here is a magnetic grapple beam. No chasm is too bottomless for the shoot and swing action of a Galaxy Force standard issue grapple beam. We're more likely to die than live here. Oh, one more! I think if we lose 2 away team members on this X, I think we're forced into retreat here. The grapple beam coils around a stalactite, and the group swings across one by one. Crazy Dave gets a bit tangled in the beam and slams into the next swinger, Dajit Shandi, knocking them both into the endless dark. Nope, now we're working on my hit points. Oh dear god, I don't want to lose any hit points. I want to use you for the next mission. At last, what's left of your team, which is just Colonel Bananas, has reached the glowing green rock? Well, at least the Moon Man seems excited. He points at Colonel Bananas and then toward a large treasure chest. Oh, that's more like it. We're gonna open the chest, or let the Moon Man have it? Damn straight we're opening it. Colonel Bananas flips open the chest to reveal a solid brick of cubic turbonium. This hypercondensed ship fuel should last us a long time. I mark the strange nocturnal planet with a smiley face in the ship's database. Okay, we lost 8 crew members, but we got 300 fuel and got even more stat boosts on Colonel Banana's best 2 stats. Damn. Yeah, Goblin, just to give you some context here, Colonel Bananas now has, let's see, 11 total stat points. He started this run with 3. Okay, so we've got 2 paths to take once again. Bearing in mind only the top path takes us to a space station. So bear that in mind when making your decision. Immediately we have a Threat 2 Class K star that could give us fuel, and a Threat 2 Class O star that could give us even more stat boosts. Top route? You got it, Silver. What's this? Secret documents? Captain's log, 2243.6. The Indestructible 2 has found a derelict Grenobian escape pod. Once tractored aboard, we found a droid with plans for some sort of comically large planet-destroying weapon. Officially disavowed by the Romulan Empire. This is some juicy stuff. Alright, so we can go up to 9 tactics by studying the data, or we can go up to 6 diplomacy by returning the droid. Oh, keep. Alright, 9 tactics it is. I had the scientists begin downloading the data at once. Galaxy Force and the Grenobulans aren't at war, but the relationship could still be described as frosty and not great. Better to be prepared for the worst. Ooh, an existential crisis. One of my ensigns has been reading too much metaphysical philosophy. They've only started wondering loudly if they really exist, or if they maybe only exist, and everyone else is a figment of their imagination. It's freaking everyone out. Oh, we're hiring a therapist. Go tactics. You made the right choice in calling me, the psychiatrist says, as she heads to the ensign's quarters. The only real way to deal with philosophy is with good therapy. Is this some sort of joke? Is this some... I'm sorry, wrong voice. Blah, 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 blah. Is this some sort of joke? The psychiatrist says when she returns 15 minutes later. You sent me to a storage closet. Sure enough, there is nothing in the ensign's quarters but a bunch of fuel canisters. Guess they really didn't exist. Well, that was a better return trading personnel for fuel than the away mission was. Alright, off to the Space Alamo. We'll need food there. Ooh, gravestone, yes. Tamir Nadu. Nadav? No, Nadu. The hair color went to his head. The gravestone was so moving that one of our officers is inspired to give a speech. It was beautiful. Alright, Space Alamo. Alright, we don't need to rest because everyone's at full HP. So let's explore. We've arrived at the Space Alamo, a popular trading hub for the Takoshians, as well as a variety of other local species. The Chili people seem to have run a tight ship around here, so it should be pretty safe to stop for a spell. The Space Alamo is renowned for its overly grown produce, but there also seems to be a bar, along with a few other traders in the vicinity as well. If you take a look around, it's packed with lively characters from all around the sector. Who would you like to talk to? So we've got a lady with power armor and a guy with a table full of gadgets. Who do we want to talk to? As with other such stations, we only get to talk to one. Alright, so not Samus is the winner. You approach the woman in power armor, who introduces herself as a bounty hunter. After shooting the space breeze, she lets you know that, for a price, she'll be happy to approve your ship's offensive-defensive capabilities. More tactics or more attack, but we don't know what the price is. More tactics, okay. She offers to upgrade your weaponry, as long as you're willing to trade. She's looking for fuel or hull. Ass, gas, or grass, nobody rides for free. Oh, we did get a whole crap ton of fuel. Maybe we should trade the fuel. But we also have plenty of hull for now. Hull baby it is. And that's a great choice because fuel is the expensive commodity at this station. So you know what we're gonna pull in just a moment, right? After finalizing the details of the trade, you two shake hands, and the bounty hunter immediately gets to work. Oh no, the crew was the expensive commodity. Oh well, doesn't matter. I'll take that. I'll sell you into slavery. And we'll get some food back. Sell another one of you. Take a hull. Take another food. Alright. Onward. Only one option, so off we go to the Class P star. What? Friends and alloys. Ooh. The Invincible 2 receives a distress call from a group of miners on a nearby asteroid. Apparently, they've triggered a chain reaction after mining some very rare and volatile ore. And the whole thing is about to explode. Alright, do we want the ore or do we want the miners? I mean, both of these are pretty useful. Human resources, you say? It was a close call, but just at the last second, you're able to save the miners and escape the ensuing explosion. Many wish to be dropped off at the next inhabited planet, but a few want to join the crew. That's more like a couple, really. Yeah, they're probably going to die horribly. You're right about that, Silver. A version of myself in a fancy vest appears on the bridge. Future me claims to know where a hidden cache of fuel is on a nearby planet. Suddenly, another version of me, covered in leeches, appears and begs me not to listen to the first me. Alrighty. So, diplomacy and science are equal. So as much as I would love to shoot them both, we can gain fuel but risk food with diplomacy. We can gain fuel but risk fuel with science. Alright, science it is. We're going to capture and study both me's. The security team escorts both alternate me's down to the science lab. I'll still fail this, watch. Told you so. Ready to rage quit now, Silver? Oh dear God. Using a lot of power, you accidentally tear open a rift in time, which reverts you to that awkward age where your voice cracked. Everyone swears they'll treat you the same, but you notice an uptick in transfers to other vessels. Oh, God. Yeah, that was a crippling failure. Class G star for something. Asteroid belt for something. Class X dwarf star for food. Well, Class X dwarf star would probably conserve the most fuel now that that's going to be our limiting factor. What? Oh, come on. Sadly, while getting dressed today, you find a hole in your lucky underpants. Bravado -1. Ah, took 2 damage to bravado in as many seconds. Another one? Your science chief has a breakthrough, a cap that can turn the wearer's mental energy into starship fuel. The demonstration worked, but now no one knows how to use it. That's some very cheap mercy game. Science is our top option here. What initially appeared to be a star seems to be a planetoid covered in a calm, golden ocean. Suddenly, your sensors indicate multiple anomalies coming from the planet and inside the ship. If I believed in space ghosts, this would be scary. So science is our top option here by far. We can run some tests, we can get some food, risk some fuel. Well, we just got fuel. I mean, it's not going to take away another 200 fuel, right? 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 In all my years of space travel, I've never seen or heard of anything like this. Of course I failed. Recognize an opportunity to expand Galaxy Force's knowledge. Possibly become rich and famous. Patiently wait for the pH test results. Now we would have just failed that one harder, Dio. Oh, jeez. Ah, God, this has been such a brutal run. What starts as an exciting voyage into the unknown realms of science takes a grim turn as reports of disturbing hallucinations among crew members pour in. I'm pretty sure I'm dealing with some telepathic entity, but I cut my losses. Alright, what's gonna give me fuel? Class X Dwarf Star, we're going there. After months of hard work and training, your weapons officer has graduated with a fuchsia belt in Space Kwando. Graduation ceremony involves a lot of zero-gravity kicking, which looks both impressive and exhausting. Alright, well geez, Colonel Monkey is really taking it. Diplomacy is our best option here. Way forward is obscured by an endlessly churning cosmic storm. Green light pulses and flashes from within the black, vibrant clouds. How will we proceed? Shoot! Oh, come on. We've got like twice as much of a chance with diplomacy. Nada, your weapons officer, anticipated your order and went ahead and primed the electro. Well, we would have lost that one either way. Because like 3 extra ones wouldn't have covered that space. Gaze out to the storm with wild eyes and await the destination. Detonation. A huge shockwave of pink light engulfs your ship, and every member of your crew who has a dental filling is killed. Alright, Red Nebula. Your robotic lab assistant has been dropping beakers and bottles all day. Eventually, you discover its news hands were installed upside down by someone. Out of fuel. A vessel from a humanoid Tarian group. Yep. Same help we got last time. Oh, hey! We got a repeat one again. Let's see here. Clearly our best option is to check the motivation drive. It's tactics. We have 9 tactics. We are doing tactics. Defiant. I refuse to be. MK trails off as I power her down. I examine her motivator unit closely. She has optimal levels of loyalty and job satisfaction. Seems like there's nothing to worry about. You boot her back up. When she awakens, she doesn't remember your exchange. You remind her that she was about to build new custodial robots to clean the kitchen. Everything goes perfectly. I did throw out some old food, though. High standards. Alright, we got the crew back up. Let's see what we got. Plus food at the glass start, or the outpost where we can sell hull and buy more stuff. We're going to the outpost. You don't get a choice. This is an emergency. Ooh, a stranded tanker. You receive an SOS signal coming from a nearby cluster of asteroids. Apparently, a fuel tanker is stranded and taking a beating from the fast-moving rocks. Based on the telemetry of some of the asteroids, you don't have much time. We're gonna save the fuel. Your lives are less important than my ability to keep moving. The siege crew cheer as you fly closer, but then fall silent once they realize what's happening. One asteroid later, their communication cuts out. You discovered a Prescott outpost here in the frontier. The fish people are allied with Galaxy Force, so you're certain they'd be willing to let you stay here for a while. Chat and trade. Chat with the soldiers. Combat training or customs? We picked combat training last time we encountered them. Oh, customs? Alright. Let's get into that curiosity. So our options are for bravado or diplomacy. One of the Preskins says she's willing to give you some data on how to speak Aqueous, language of the Preskins. She's also up for just teaching you some drinking songs. Diplomacy or bravado? Diplomacy it is. Person grins. Alright. Oh, we can't do diplomacy because we don't have enough resources for either option. Alright, so let's try bravado. Nope. Hang on a second, we're gonna go trade. We'll trade first. We're just not gonna... Alright. So let's see here. If the combat trading we can afford. Because even if we bought more fuel and food, we would be really big idiots for actually trading either of them. Okay, attack or tactics. And we'll see what we can get. we absolutely can at 9. So hull plates are food for tactics, and for attack, it's also hull plates are food. Alright, let's go to the trader first, and let's see if hull plates are the valuable commodity here. Hull plates are the valuable commodity, so we actually don't want to buy stat points here. That would be stupid. Because we could do this instead. Got a ways to go still. The Invincible 2 is infested with warp weasels. The departments are all arguing over who should take care of the problem. Once everyone has had a say, you consider the options. Droids, yes. I issued the order to prepare the ship's finest droids for the extermination effort. Last time we had a block like this, we landed on... that was too close. Oh my god. The only available droids are structural repair bots. The grapple tools and snatch the weasels. Up with these, hooray! Then they begin to cook. The weasels are cooked alive with the droids' welders. That one's going to stick with you. Plenty of food now. Not enough fuel, but probably enough food. This is gonna be tight, guys. A scientist in the medical bay tests new intelligence serum on his dog. The dog now walks on 2 legs, talks, and has become the most intelligent being on the ship. Some people even think the dog would make a better captain. Retro. Oh, wise scientist, we have a better chance with diplomacy. How dare you? And you're risking the fuel! Dio, why? Why, Dio? Realizing that this creature is a true wonder of genetic engineering, take the dog on a tour of various galactic science symposiums. Share this important knowledge with other scientists in the universe. Oh god, thank goodness. I can't believe we pulled through there. Dr. Arkin Segler, the noted Valusian geneticist and winner of the acclaimed Wheaton Prize for Scientific Advancement, congratulates you on the discovery, proclaiming it the bravest experiment in years. The bump in crew applications is noticeable. Alright, more food at the Class B star. It's our only option. We'll still need to pick up fuel somewhere. During dinner, one of the ensigns of the cafeteria made the deadly mistake of mixing pasta with antipasto. The entire dish has destabilized and is threatening to cause a catastrophic carbohydrate cascade. Eat it quickly, or contain it. We can gain food at risk of crew, or we can gain hull at the risk of food. Risking crew. Alright, eat it. When like amounts of pasta and antipasta come together, the result is total annihilation. It's a known fact that stomach acid, though, can nullify the carbohydrate cascade before it triggers. I order everyone in the cafeteria to eat as if their very lives depended on it. Come on. No! This game is bad. This game is bad for my cardiac system.
Sphincter says what?
With a satisfied sighs, the crew collectively sits back after their bout of emergency eating. Celebrate, you buy everyone ice cream, but nobody wants any. Better save it for later. Hey, another nebula. Peace, love, and understanding. The Invincible 2 is hailed by a plump, cross-legged alien in a scruffy bathrobe, tube socks, and sandals. Namaste. I am the doting Dolly, guru of goodwill. Evil abounds in the galaxy, so I am bathing all passing ships in an array of pure joy and love. Evasive maneuvers is clearly our best bet here. I ordered the navigator to take evasive maneuvers to avoid the rainbow wave. Could be dangerous. Shift darts right over the rainbow particle stream. We've got a 50% success rate in these 90% success rate things. Alright, good. We're up to 66% now. We're regressing toward the mean slowly but surely. The guru cries. He's just a lonely old alien who wants to be friends. I beam him aboard, hug it out, and he offers a batch of his special brownies for the road. They're yummy, but a crew member gets the munchies, overeats, and explodes. Okay, we need fuel at any cost. Okay, so we used the least amount of fuel going straight to the Class B star instead of diverting to either of these two. Both the Class V star and so the Class V star does offer food, but we got plenty. Class M star offers crew, we got plenty. Class B star, we're going to, no matter which way we go, also offers crew. Shortest route. What? Oh, hey, another gravestone. Dana log. Oh. Your grave wandered over here, too. Oh, my God. Why is the game being merciful? You're just going to take it away from me at the next dilemma, aren't you? Weirdly, the grave is surrounded by fuel cells. I hesitate trying to decide whether I should take any for ourselves. But the hesitation ends when I notice the chief engineer carting over a wheelbarrow. Oh, we can make it now as long as we don't lose any. A finely dressed man hails the Invincible 2 and explains that we have trespassed through his territory and must pay the toll. I reach for my wallet. My first officer explains that he is a notorious slave trader, and I put my wallet down. Okay, diplomacy is our best option here. I can incite a rebellion. I could lose crew, but 22 crew with only 2 legs of the journey left? Yeah, why not? I rally the slaves with an impassioned speech about the strength hidden within. and how together they can overcome anything. Oh, yes! Slaves revolt. After overthrowing their master, many of the former slaves swear to become space vigilantes and uphold the values you extolled. The rest join the crew of the Invincible too, because they prefer a living wage. Or a dying one, considering how this game goes. No! Oh, phew. Apparently, your parents sent you. My parents sent me a care package full of home-baked goods before I left. But the delivery drone only managed to catch up to the Invincible 2 just now. How thoughtful of them. My chief engineer has invited me to a superware party. I hate parties when I am guilted into buying overpriced stuff I don't need, but I want to be a supportive captain. I arrive and everyone seems to be having fun. I can, eat some of the gelatin mold at risk of the food supply, or I can buy some superware and lose possibly stat points or something else. What's it? Alright guys, what's it gonna be? This is our last choice, potentially. We're gonna buy the superware. Supperware. I understand the whole reason I got involved in this thing was to buy stuff. So my chief engineer would get more free stuff. Open the catalog. Declining to go just with it. It's the nice thing to do. The Superware lady gives you your new set and you burp the corner on one of the pieces. Everyone turns to look. You explain that it wasn't you. Things get awkward and everyone leaves, taking all their food with them. Okay, one of the scientists was experimenting with creating a singularity inside the lab. It was going great until a controlled singularity became uncontrolled. You can either increase power to contain it or let it collapse on its own. We're gonna do nothing. We're going to hope it doesn't take out more than 3 hull, because we have enough fuel to get to the end, but not if we sacrifice any. Just 1. We're good. I reason that because the singularity barely registers on the pico scale, it's probably safe to just let it collapse. By the time it collapses, the lab is in ruins, and several hull plates are now concave. Congratulations, Dio, you jerk. You have successfully traversed Space Montezuma's Revenge in a most daring expedition. Blah, 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 blah. Galaxy Force honors you with the title Unfortunate Tactician. Yeah, I always get unfortunate for some reason. Fancy that. We actually had more successes than failures this time. So we actually have a 50-50 average, despite the opportunities for success being greater than 50%. But that's how Oregon Trail goes, right guys? So why should Orion Trail be any different? Okay. Well, we have been at this for just over 3 hours now. So, 2 complete missions. Somehow, despite Dio's best efforts, I am calling that a win and a big win. So we're gonna hang it up for the night. So, oh yes, this is a very yes, Silver. This is a very anxious game, but you know that's how it's supposed to be. So against the odds, we are victorious, and we will retire undefeated. Ironically, failure failed. But not for lack of trying, to be sure. Alrighty. But since we're hanging it up here, it's time for the outro. My name is Drew, and I stream for Damage Control Blog. I am not the only streamer here. You will see Silver tomorrow with another shot at the Red Lantern, if I am not mistaken. Please correct me if I am, so I'm not giving out bad information. Damage Control is a blog, as our account name implies. You can go check out the blog for new content at least, that is not streams, at least 5 days a week, sometimes more. And if you like us, please give us a follow. I mean, you could subscribe as well, why not? But, you know, such things are always appreciated but never required. I want to thank again Goblin Junkbot for the bit donation. He is far and away the channel's top contributor as far as bits go, but there is always time to catch up if any of you are up to the challenge. Now, if for some reason you don't want to follow us on Twitch but still want to see what we're up to and get notifications, you could instead follow us on Mastodon. You can follow us on Facebook, because that's Twitter, which I'm also kind of fallen out of love with. We also make sure to put our VODs on YouTube, and we do have some non-VOD videos, but those are pretty much in the past. We haven't done anything unique to YouTube lately, but you know, it's only a matter of time before something that isn't a stream lands there, so keep your eyes open. And finally, if you've been having fun chatting or not chatting with us and want to yes chat some more, we do have a Discord channel that's been a lot of fun, where we also talk about a lot of news items that don't actually end up making it to the blog. It's kind of a supplement material, and it's an opportunity for you to participate and you know, watch some funny memes posted by our 2 meme kings, because, you know, if you want to quit Facebook and Twitter, and why shouldn't you? You're gonna need an alternative source for those delicious, delicious memes, right? No Tinder, Dio. Do we have a TikTok yet? Or are we concerned about being, you know, taken over by the CCP if we do that? I still think the funniest suggestion has been OnlyFans. That's going to be a tough one to top. I mean, yeah, well, nobody suggested FetLife yet. You know, like, how about that? But anyway, so this has been Orion Trail for Damage Control Blog. No, we're not on Newgrounds or MySpace. We don't do anything with Flash, so that's probably a kiss of death for Newgrounds, because we're not going to have that credibility. Yeah, oh yeah, you could like totally go check out our webcomic, right? We got a Sprite comic, right? Is that on the level? In any case, that's been our stream, and we're going to go check out somebody to raid. Because I'm going to remember to raid somebody this time. Let's see, so my high priority list only has somebody who honestly doesn't need a raid. But is a good backup option because they have a very fun stream if you've never been. Are there any suggestions of somebody, say somebody who's trying to make affiliate? Because, you know, a lot of people supported us on our climb up there, and, you know, paying it forward's always nice. Mini Lily. Oh yeah, I'm familiar with Mini Lily. A number... Yep. Playing Airport Monopoly. Alright. So... Since there's no opportunity to pay it forward, I'm actually going to pay it back. Give me one moment, we'll get that raid going. Alright, so bear in mind that while this channel is for mature audiences, mostly for language reasons, so too is where we are going. But last I saw, they were playing Mega Man 3, which is my favorite NES Mega Man. All of you 2 fans can, well, it doesn't matter because I choose who we're rating, so take that. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for watching. I hope we all see you again. And until next time,